This section is going to be a little bit about some of the key things that we would like you to think about before starting your application. And these areas will help you to think through what you want to achieve with your project. So in your application, one of the key areas that you'll be asked to address is to describe the current situation and the problem that your project is going to address. And you'll be asked to provide as much evidence as you can to support your answer. So to do this, we recommend that you engage with the relevant stakeholders on how they will help you to deliver change and how you will help them, how you're going to work together. You should also consider how your project is going to contribute to these wider program objectives that Valentina mentioned. So this is marine environment, poverty reduction, and gender equality and social inclusion. So I'll get a bit into that in more detail in the following slides. So one of the key areas to be clear on when you apply is knowing what problem you're going to address. But more than that, we want you to also think about the key drivers and the root causes of the problem and whether or not your project is able to tackle those key drivers or root causes. We'd also like you to think about what has or has not worked in the past or in other similar contexts, because this can help you to give the evidence of why your project is the right way to address a problem. And then also to think about who is affected by the problem and whether the problem affects different people in different ways. And that will feed into how you develop your approach. Next slide, please. Some of these guiding questions that I've put here are to help you think through what I've introduced in that previous slide. So what do you think is the best way to address the problem? How will your project achieve this? And what activities do you need to carry out? Thinking about how will the project promote equitable participation and benefits for people of different gender, of different social characteristics. Also, you should be thinking about what resources, people and equipment that you'll need to be able to carry out your project. It's also good at this early stage to start thinking about the potential problems or risks that might affect your ability to deliver your project. So think about how you could mitigate those, manage them, or identify them in the first place. And this is a really good way to show the expert committee that you've thought deeply about your particular context and you're knowledgeable enough to manage anything unexpected that could happen. You also need to think about how you're going to monitor whether your project has been successful. So think about the key information that you would need to collect through your project to understand if you're actually achieving what you wanted to achieve. And always bear in mind that your project should do no harm. So think through your proposed activities to make sure that they don't have any unexpected negative consequences on people or the environment. And this is connected to my previous point about managing the risks and thinking about what risks could come up through the project activities that you're planning to deliver. We also recommend that you already at this early stage think about the long-term sustainability of the activities that you're planning and how they will contribute to a wider impact in the marine environment and poverty reduction areas that we've been talking about. So just finally on this, we think it's a really good idea for you to read through our guidance really thoroughly, but if you do have any questions about project design, do reach out to us and we'll try to answer any questions about the application process itself. But we'll also be shortly launching our Ocean Decade Network so that you can reach out to technical experts who'll be able to provide support and more information on project design processes.